Hi everyone, welcome to the second episode of Everyday Warriors. Today we have with us Somali Bami, who is a prolific writer on Facebook, at Facebook storytelling communities, and she shares amazing personal anecdotes from her life that are so relatable. They could offer a very different and unique worldview. So when I started reading Somali's posts, I was so amazed because her worldview was so different from mine, and she has so much fan following. And yeah, I just thought I should interview her. So welcome, Somali. Thank you so much for doing this with me today. So let's start with how are you really feeling now?
I'm good. It's a pleasure to be here. I've not done anything like this before. I'll be very honest. So I'm
Okay.
a little anxious, but I know, I have a really sweet and a good host who's going to, keep comforting me after every question. So I think I'll sail through. So glad to be here. Thank you so much, Arshi. Thank you.
No, thank you for joining us. And, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself, your journey? I've seen you post very, very consistently on Facebook, and through different channels on Facebook. But how, what has been your journey like? How did you get started on this journey?
I'm a stay-at-home mom, and uh, it was like almost a decade back that I joined social media. It was typically the Facebook kind where you're getting in touch with your old friends and you make new friends and you're posting your holiday pictures and all those comments, like typically how it happens. But it's only 3 years back that I, joined these specific Facebook communities like Moms and Mod and Gurgaon Food Freaks and all those, Facebook communities, where I saw a lot of women, especially stay-at-home moms, already, churning out fiction and non-fiction stories. So, even I got caught kind of drawn into it. I thought even I could be a storyteller. And honestly, my father is such, he's a very good storyteller. And he can even, pull a fast one on himself, and he can make others happy. And he always feels that laughter is the best medicine. So I guess I kind of inherited also a bit of that, and tried putting it there in my story. So started typically with anecdotes.
Mm-hmm.
I could them everywhere in my house, in my with my family. So the heroes and the heroines of my stories. They're typically my own family members, my husband, my son, my parents. So, and my dog too. I just don't want to leave him
Yeah.
out. So started with typically anecdotes, and I started with just one particular group.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote a story there. It was the first story which happened with me. My husband is a Mia there. So it happened with my Mia typically, wherein I got up with a really bad cervical attack. It was a Sunday morning, and it was 7 in the morning. I didn't want to wake up my Mia because he gets only one day off being in the
Mm-hmm.
manufacturing. So I was not moving. I could not move, and then suddenly I felt this need to go to the loo. And I and I didn't have any choice. I had to wake him up. So, and he tried comforting me, helping me out, putting volini, and tried to moving me. But whatever he did, I just screamed all the more, and screamed that, why are you making it miserable for me? So anyways, he tried helping me out. While it was happening, he suddenly felt this hard desire to go to the loo. So he ran. and then he and then he gave me that volini to sniff. He said, "Tum sniff karo, you'll be fine and I'll be fine." So that when that story went out, it kind of resonated with a lot of women, they were like, the responses were great and they were rolling on the floor laughing and out, and that gave me a confidence to write more, and then slowly I got into writing about food also. I mean, honestly, my food is average, but I try to make it up with my stories. So I'll add some stories. So the food stories also started getting received very well. Then I started doing movie reviews. I started doing, I mean, mostly it was actually, it started with my writing about, I believe in certain causes, so it's like it will be strays or it'll be trees or water. So I thought that why not first use Facebook or these communities as a platform to create awareness for these causes. And fortunately, though I've not met so many believing in the same cause in my real life, I met them online. I met amazing people online. I mean, they believed in the same cause and they're doing much, much more than, I mean, even I am doing it. I'm just doing an iota of it. So that's how it all started actually. And then slowly we moved to fiction and non-fiction, and I'm trying to do poetry also, summer funny poetry. Summer serious ones. I try to do that. So how we women are, we like to put our emotions, हम लोग को detailing की बड़ी आदत होती है, and then we don't even forget our past, present. We don't even forget what happened to us in our past birth. So,
I
so
know.
I think those little details, the minutest which went out in the stories, they kind of connected with a lot of people, especially women. And I think that's how it all started. And I'm glad it's just fetching me some much desired, recognition. We all die for that when we reach 40, when we are done with our children and we are independent and we don't, I mean, Miyas are busy and parents are struggling with their own health. So we really don't have anybody to look up to. So, I mean, I think virtual world gives you that in plenty.
Yeah,
So
true, true, true.
No, so this is very, very interesting, and this is your unique perspective that, that really fetches your followers. For example, in my household, if I am doubling down with cervical or any sort of pain, I would not be able to see the funny side of it at all. So this is what I would really like to know. So how do you see the funny side of things in situations like these?
probably I just told you it's my father, his genes, because he can also turn a situation around. I remember he had a glaucoma surgery a few years back, and we
Mm-hmm.
took him out of the OT and we took him to a ward where were two other patients, and he could just not shut him, and he was just he was making fun of his own eye and the surgery and that he's hungry. And the other patients are getting knee patients. So I think it's more from him, but I don't know. It just happens. I mean, I think it's the way you look at it. You don't always have to cry because these things keep happening. you
Hmm.
you need to learn to deal. And honestly, Arshi, when you put a story out there and you get those likes and all, I think that's a calming balm for you. You just
Yeah.
forget your own pain and you just move forward. So it just
Okay.
happens. I don't know how it happens.
Oh, so so what you're saying is that sharing helps you cope as well as see things in a different light. Is that right?
Yeah, correct. Absolutely correct. Either you cry on it or you just laugh it out. I think the second option is easier.
I know. True, true, true.
Yeah, but what about discipline, Somali? How do you churn out story after story in a disciplined manner and on a consistent basis? I mean, you admitted that you have been at it for about 3 years now. How do you manage to do that regularly?
See, honestly, I think, as I said earlier, also, I saw stories everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I saw story in my kitchen also while I'm, baking disasters, or I'm, I'm cleaning my house with a vacuum cleaner and the plug is not plugged in also. And I'm arguing, or I'm, convincing my son to eat healthy. So there's no specific discipline. I would say there's no discipline. The story hits and I want to write about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And there's no point writing if it doesn't go out for consumption. You just can't keep writing and keep it with you. Let it go out. It may not fetch you, it may just fetch you 1 or 2 likes initially, but it catches up.
Hmm.
So I wanted to be consistent, and as I told you, that aphrodisiac power of likes, that it feels like a drug, and you have to have it every day. I'll be very honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how, I mean, I try writing about everything, one story at least a day, and thankfully it's receiving well. So you
Good.
all are
No,
there.
no, that is really good.
So what is your writing process? Do you do drafts first?
No, I try to be spontaneous. I do
Okay.
not plan, because if I plan, then there are a lot of things will start worrying you. The grammar will start worrying you. The commas and the full stops will start worrying you, and the vocabulary will start with. So I'm very spontaneous. I try to write what actually has happened. You
Yeah.
do add a little masala to it, because that's important to bring out the story well, but I don't do a draft. I write, and then probably I would go back to check it for its English or its grammar or its punctuation, commas. Honestly, that's it. I don't do a draft. It's very spontaneous, because if I start doing it, I lose my spontaneity. That's what I feel.
Okay, good, good. That's awesome. And yeah, it's heartening to see that you prioritize consistency over perfection. So very nice. I think that's a good learning for me as well. So let's go back to one of your heartfelt posts where you talked about being judged, and I think it was called Facebook, being labeled a Facebook junkie. What was all that about? What triggered that? Could you talk about that a bit?
Well, honestly, Arshi, more than the virtual world, I was judged more by people in the real life. Uh, Actually, virtual world was actually good to me. My stories were received instantly and received very well, except for 1 or 2 stray comments. But then you can often overlook. Yes, people ask me how did I find, but honestly, a story takes a maximum of 1 or 2 hours, or you can start with it and you can go around doing your house chores and whatever you want and come back to it. In fact, you sometimes get better ideas if you give it a break. You start a
Right.
story,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get a better, probably, the way to put it across, or there'll be some metaphor which might just hit you. And so real life, yes, I was judged by a few people, a few friends or relatives also, but then I moved on. I mean, because I said I was being received well, so that gave me confidence to overlook. It did disturb me, initially, but I guess, as I told, I think that's what, again, I would mention my father and actually my mother also here, my parents, they keep on going no matter what happens. So even I keep on going.
Wow, that's super inspiring, Somali. I think you get down and you get up back again, and you just get stuff done. I think that's a huge learning for a lot of people who feel judged, including me. And so thanks for sharing that. I think you rightly pointed out there's no glory in acting the victim. There is no. We should probably just learn from our struggles and move on. Uh, and I think you've done that splendidly here.
And self-pity is never an answer to your problems.
Yeah.
You got to come out of it. It will happen to you once you reach your mid-age, and there's so many things. Though your children are independent, but there are other things happening around you. Your parents are struggling with their health and your own health, because hormone issues, suffering, and all that. So, and there's loneliness which hits you suddenly, because your children are they've flown off. So it will hit you, but I think just go ahead and embrace it and do something about it. I think lockdown was a great lesson that way.
Yeah, it was. It was.
But loneliness, how do you deal with that? What's your unique, innovative way of doing? dealing with loneliness, Somali?
You're
I
right.
write and I
Yeah.
meet my friends, and I've made a lot of friends online also, amazing people. They are as mad as me. I mean, we do stuff which we could do in the real life also. So, touch wood, I have a great support system, and my parents, I mean, my in-laws and my parents have always been there, very supportive. So, you find ways. And reason I told you, since I'm doing a lot of things right now, food stories, reviews, fiction, non-fiction, poetry, so you are able to manage. ऐसा नहीं है, and इतना, I mean, I think we crib, but काम होता है. If you organize your house chores and all around it, you are able to manage. I think it's unnecessary cribbing की बहुत है ये वो. I think it's manageable. It's
Good.
manageable.
Well, Somali, you definitely make it sound easy, right? So writing every day. I attempt to write as well, but it's hardly ever that I'm that consistent. But having said that, yeah, kudos to you. You put in a lot of effort, and you know, it is starting to pay off for you as well. So, coming to paying off, so what are some of the best compliments that you have received on your posts over the years?
So it's been amazing. Only, you know what, Arshi, it's only after a while did I realize that, I was doing something worthwhile. It was affecting people, it was influencing people, especially women. And the best compliments were like, you bring smile to our faces every day. On wherever I'm stressed, I read through your stories, and women empower women, and that's how we become stronger, and your stories do that. And you do what others would not dare to do. There are a lot of social taboos on we women, but you go out there and just flash it there. So these were the
Mm.
best compliments. And I think again, the bestest would be that my stories were able to bring a smile on some, especially women's, I mean, faces, because we do go through, men also go through a lot of changes. They don't talk about it because of peer pressure or, our pressure. So
Yeah.
we go through menopause, probably they go through andropause. So a lot of things happen there also.
Yeah, I know that is true.
And we made it, we made ourselves like that, and we are vocal about it. So.
And it is really, really important to be vocal, right? To open up and to share your personal stories. Um, and this initiative, the reason that I'm doing a bit on everyday warriors is to get people to tell their stories, because they're so inspirational. For example, I remember reading a story from you where you were trying to upsell food to your son, and I think it was broccoli. But I'm sure that at least one of your readers would have tried the same logic in their own family, and that's your power, really, right? The power of influencing people and getting them to think differently and acting differently and making change in their daily lives.
So see, that's the compliment, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
if I could get children to eat gobi, I think what.
It is, and I'm totally guilty as charged. I did use that tactic, and I find these ideas easy to use and easy to leverage, and that's why I can't stop reading your posts. But by the way, what is coming up from your writer's den? What's next, Soman?
I really want to get into fiction, and fiction really attracts me. I've done a few stories, but these were micro stories. I want to do a novel,
Mm-hmm.
probably do episode by episode, because people really don't have time for reading and go through one big novel, even if it's on even it's online. So probably I've been inspired by a lot of friends out there who are doing novels already, and they're doing it episode. I want to do that. Let's see. Let's see. Inshallah, it'll happen soon. And you'll be the first person to get the copy of it
Good,
online.
good.
This is really great, and I wish you all the best for this new challenge. I hope you find the inspiration, the strength, and the time to do this. Uh, brilliant. I mean, I would love to hear about it or read it once you are done with it.
Goes for
She's
print.
Somali part two. Then.
Yes, yes, we'll definitely do that.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us, Somali. I think you've come a long way to write, from writing personal anecdotes to writing personal anecdotes every day, then moving on to reviews, food, uh, and fiction, poetry, and now on to novels. I think Somali, this is a brilliant, brilliant journey to be on, and I'm so glad that I could get your perspective on it. And you're one of those people who have really leveraged social media the right way for your own happiness and for the happiness of people around you. So well done and thank you. I do have one last question. So imagine if the whole world is listening to you right now. Uh, what what would you like to say to them? What would you like to say to everybody?
You know what, just go out there and do whatever you want. Now is the time you can do it, because after I mean, if you're in your 40s and all, you can do it, because once you hit a 15, 60, your brain and your body and everything will stop working. Okay, so do it now. Okay, whatever you want to do it. I mean, as I said earlier, so lockdown was a great teacher. People did crazy things. They got into, art and craft and baking, and everybody was a chef back then. I was a flop chef, but I still did few dishes I aced. Right? People made TikTok videos. I also made one TikTok video. Yeah,
Wow.
it's not been there. I didn't share it, but. I, just go there and do. Don't worry about being judged. Honestly, for me, social media has been very graceful. I was received well. Keep write. If you want to do something like what I am doing, keep writing. It'll happen. Initially, it may be, you may not come across as nicely as you want. Probably you might judge your own writings, but it'll happen. If I have to go back, what I did 3 years back, there's a whole lot of difference in how I used to write then and how I used to write. Now I write. I mean, there's a grammar difference, there's a comprehension difference, there's a presentation, and it happens. It happens gradually and eventually and naturally. It happens. And when you become part of these Facebook communities or you start blogging, you find the need of presenting your work well, because and it happens naturally. So don't worry about being judged. Just go out, do it. There's no point doing anything which doesn't go out for consumption. I again say, just let it go out and you will see. It's for me, it's been a game changer. I'm,
Awesome.
absolutely.
Good.
I'm a happy person now.
Good. Awesome. Thank you so much, Somali. This has been most wonderful. I have really, really enjoyed our conversation. And if you guys want to follow Somali, I will publish the links right here. I think I have the Facebook links, and I think I'll get the other links as well. But uh,
Yeah.
so, yeah, Somali, before we close, where all people can find you on social media?
Okay, so primarily on Facebook, I'm a part of communities like Moms and More, Storytellers Lab, Gurgaon Food Freaks, Food Wars, and Delhi Noida Food Freaks, Entertainment Freak. I've deliberately not gone in for many groups, because there's quality you want to want to go in for. And then I blog on Mom's Espresso also. So I've got something like 80 odd
Mhm.
stories already out there. You can go to Mom's Espresso. It's an app you can download and go through. And there are many more amazing writers. So you have a lot of stuff if you're a reader and you love reading. And there's a lot of stuff out there. Mine is also there.
Good, good. I'll definitely add the links here.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, and I
Thank
really hope you you find the strength for your novel and the inspiration. And I will
thank
look forward. I'll buy it.
you. Thank
Don't
you.
gift
It was
it.
great. Great chatting with you. Thank you for doing this. This gives me confidence of another level. I can't explain. We'll do this offline probably.
Cool. Thank you, Somali. Thank you. Bye bye.